Welcome, everyone, to Pick Central, Barstool Sports' daily gambling show. We are live on the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. I am hosting once again today. Brandon Walker out a couple more days. Appreciate him letting me fill in for him. Joined on my left by the one, the only, Marty Mush. What's up, Marty? How are you?
Fuck you today, Ben.
What?
I'm playing you in ping pong, so I don't want.
Is that always today?
Yeah.
I thought it was next week. I thought it was next week. Oh, man.
Wait, is it not? It's today.
I thought it was
today. I'm pretty sure it's today.
Mincy was not prepared for this level of competition.
I thought it was next week. Okay.
it's
Oh,
today.
wow. Okay.
Also, we need a gif of Mincy's, and he goes, "What?" I noticed the one yesterday he did. He was like, "What?" I need that gift. Somehow, if there's a possible way.
Look, I've been talking smack about this ping pong match. Marty, look, I'll give him credit. He beat the crap out of me. And,
Yeah, but I heard you got better.
Yeah, well, that was my first time I'd played in a while. But nobody wants to hear excuses. Nobody cares. I have gotten better. I've got some momentum. So I've been looking forward to this rematch to put some respect back on my name. But man, if it's today, I got to get mentally geared up and get my mind right. Big Ev. What's up, bud? How are you? Another you got him pretty good last night.
I'm feeling good. I had something I need to bring up. So I know we have the Pick Central tracker guy who tracks games. I had something to bring up. So I tweeted out that I said I was taking the over in the St. Joe's game. I did not give it out on my card.
Nah.
Because we have to be allowed leisure picks. It can't just be like every pick you ever take. Because we know damn well we both live in Jersey. You get home, maybe throw in a couple of games you didn't expect to earlier in the day. I thought that was something I needed to get hashed out.
Wait a second here.
I feel like those last-minute impulsive ones, though, like, I don't think those have to count.
I gave out LaSalle on my card,
Uh-huh.
but I just tweeted, I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm taking the over. Like, I just want to take it. But I did not give it out on my card.
No, that counts on your card.
But you're just saying that because it lost.
No. If you tweet it out, you tweet it out.
It was a reply tweet.
You tweeted it out that you were taking it. So somebody.
I didn't at Pick Central.
So it doesn't matter.
But you're just saying that because I lost. If
No,
I won,
I'm not.
You'd be like, no,
I'm not. I would give you the credit. I'm not. Because we've been through this. I've done it, and I was like, hey, I tweeted it, like, oh, okay, you got it.
Yeah, but that's because you asked for it after because you won, and you're like, yo, where's
no,
my
it's
win?
not. I've done it and lost too. I'm telling you, I can't just be like tweeting out. So if I just tweet it out and be like, hey, I'm taking the Duke tonight, and don't tag Pick Central, doesn't mean that. That means it's still on my card.
But where's the sacredness to the card?
What?
Where's the integrity to the card? Like I'm saying, I'm giving out the card. I'm like, these are like my best plays. But I feel we also can have, I'll call them leisure plays.
No, it can't be, because then if all your leisure plays suck and then your card's good, that doesn't make any sense.
But it does make sense. They're the games that you were saying, like, these are my best plays. We're giving picks to the people.
Then keep it to yourself.
I want the people. What do you keep it myself?
No, if you're giving to the people, that's on your card. If your leisure picks to yourself, I've taken picks where I've like live bet shit, and I'm not.
Of
tweeting
course,
it out.
I mean,
so
we all have.
Yeah, so
or like I said, there might be a game at like the Mountain West. Those games like 11. I might end up just saying fuck it. Like I'm taking San Jose State.
Yeah,
or like
you don't
whoever.
tweet it out.
I feel like the impulsive ones don't have to. There's a difference between the ones that are thought out that you put out.
But if you tweet it out, it has to be on.
I'll take that one because I did tweet it. But now it's like walking that line of like an early morning game. There might be a game where I don't necessarily want to give on the card.
But keep it to yourself then.
But it's also part of like it's like what we do with content. I understand I haven't tweeted out every pick I've ever given in my life or I've ever taken.
No, I understand we do it with content, but it's like I just and you could still like say you lost it. Say you lost it. You put it out. You said you liked the over before the game.
Fair enough.
If it's after the game, when you're like I had it and like someone said you didn't give it out, I was like, well, I take games and don't give everything out.
Fair
you know
enough.
what I mean?
It's infuriating when you're like 6-3 and then you get 6-4. You're like
100%.
Just sounds different. 6-3, 6-4 sounds way different.
It does.
Sounds way different.
I got a question too on. I'm thinking this doesn't count, but on our group chat, I sent in Richmond by 3.5 as one of my plays for today, but I did not tweet it out. It was an early game. Probably doesn't count, right?
No, it counts.
No, it counts.
Because it's on my official card.
Like for me
Yeah,
yesterday, I put LaSalle on, even though by the time it was tweeted out, the game was basically about to be over.
If you texted it before the
and
game,
there's documentation. It was 10:45 a.m.
No, you're
text.
in. You're in.
It
That's
was
good
11
money.
a.m. first tip. Well, they're up 7.5. I mean, there's a lot of basketball.
No, that's good money.
No, that's good because it's also. I mean, this is what people don't realize too. We're fucking. I have to give my picks to TJ by 10:30.
No, that's which is a problem for me.
Me
I mean,
too.
they're bitching at me about. They keep bitching at us about it.
Yeah, I mean,
They're like, man, I get up at like 9:30. I'm getting like, I mean, I get up and now I'm like becoming a New Yorker. I go get my coffee and I go get a bagel like a good New Yorker.
No,
and
I
I sit down and I look at my card.
Listen, we're just trying to give the
understand.
people an honest card. That's all it is.
Yeah.
An honest,
But the thing, you could
thorough
also
card.
and you have to give out a lot of it in the morning because it's kind of bullshit if you do like give out 2 and then wait. But it's like, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to do at 10 in the morning. Also, people are getting their food and
I know, I'm jealous too because it's Rico's buddy's restaurant again that brought. I mean, they've got enough food in there; they could feed a 7-nation army.
Yeah.
But like, is it actually his buddy?
No.
It's like a guy.
He said it's a guy who grew up with him. I don't know if they're buddies.
If it's a guy he grew up with, I'll be like, all right, that's his buddy.
No, he said he grew up. I mean, he's made that. He's made that abundantly clear. That
I remember the food last time they brought in was spectacular. I just couldn't remember if it was actually his.
Yeah, they had
buddy.
fried ravioli with that cheese.
That's literally what I want right now.
Yo, no, what's the sleeper that I hope they have it this time? They must.
They have so much food. They probably do.
The little olive oil cakes.
Yeah, those are fire.
Those things were unfucking real.
Bad name though.
It throws you off, but it's delicious.
But
I mean, but olive oil is fantastic.
Well, you don't just like guzzle olive oil.
No, but it's good on things.
That's what
it
I'm
makes
saying.
things better.
I feel like if you put just like anything before that, I wouldn't say olive oil cake.
That's what it's called.
Good. I just got to look at last night's results. Good night for the boys. Vibes are up.
Went under 500.
Yeah,
right?
I went 7-2. Walker 4-1. You 4-2. Ev 6-4. Rico and Big Cat 2-2 and 4-4. Pretty good night. And then looking at this leaderboard, I mean, Big Cat's the only person under 500. He's 5-6. That's like doesn't even count.
That's the best you'll ever see on records.
Yeah, no, I feel like I should take a picture of this and like frame it.
Yeah, 100%.
I believe Big Cat's going big on volume today though, because it is the anniversary of the 8-0-1 day.
Mm.
Oh,
what a great day!
It's been a year.
Wow.
What?
Ben,
yeah, he stinks
Big Cat went
gambling.
8-0-1 a year ago
What a
and threw
day.
a parade for it.
8-0-1
He threw a parade.
I might as well have.
I mean, 8-0-1, you deserve it.
You know what though? Like I say, he's a bad gambler. Like I said that if I ever go 7-0, I'll bring in a mariachi band. I have not done that since a year. So,
dude, 7-0. I mean, it's tough.
It's so hard,
it's
bro.
It's fucking hard.
It's crazy is the difference between going 6-1 and 7-0 because you can have a good day where you lose like 1 or 2, but that undefeated thing is.
I did that the other Saturday in the morning slate. I went 6-1, and the one loss was brutal. Like, it's a dirty game. It's a dirty game.
Well, I love that the vibes are high entering March because this is if there's a month to get hot, this seems like an up.
And the problem is you like have to win right now because the volume the next like 2 weeks is going to be so high with the amount of games that are going to go on tomorrow or next week and then the week after. You can't afford to get your dick kicked in this week because you need your bankroll.
I need to speak on something.
Floor's yours, Senator.
Trevor Bauer.
What happened?
Can go fuck himself.
What'd he do?
Did you see that story yesterday?
He almost signed with the Mets over the merch or whatever.
So he does all this like he does his live streaming, he does vlogs, so like which I like. I like players being involved in social media and showing us behind the scenes and shit. Sure. He's also like he's only had 2 years of his career that he's had an under 4 ERA. He's not that good. He just had a really good year in a short season with the fucking Reds and no one cares about the Reds. Regardless, he had merch on his website that got leaked that it was Mets merch with him signing and like pretty much people were alluding to him that he's going to the Mets. So it leaked on his website so people started reporting it and he was just about to be like, you know what? I'm going to go to the Mets because I don't want to disappoint the Mets. That's such bullshit. And then his agent tells him to go on a walk and then goes, and he comes back and goes, yeah, I'm going to go to the Dodgers. So that's basically like, oh, I'm just going to go to the best team now because I went on a walk. You was not going to fucking sign with the Mets because of social media. There's no fucking chance.
You think he's just trolling him?
I think that he just felt he got in a bad situation. One of his interns fucking leaked it, and then he's just saying, like, feel bad for me because I was going to do that.
The one thing he definitely likes the attention. Like, I definitely see that aspect of it where it's like even the thing about now, it's another story now that Marty Mush is bringing up on Pick Central,
100%.
And this person's bringing up on ESPN or whoever. Like,
which she brought it up on. First of all, I don't like her either. I think she's a great agent. I don't like what she does either. Rachel Luba.
Not like super familiar with her,
but I
know her name.
It's just the whole thing. He's just he's so annoying. Every little thing, there's a problem.
I hear you on like I said, it's just him. I think even the second story, kind of making like a story that already happened. It's just he loves the attention. I mean, that's what you see with the
But
cleats
you're telling me
and
that
the shirts and whatever.
Big Ev is a free agent in content creating, and it's between what's another website? Fucking
Like Bleacher Report.
So it's Bleacher Report and Barstool, and Bleacher Report merch comes out, and you're like, I know Barstool's a better company, but you know what? I don't want to upset my fans and go to Bleacher Report and go to a shittier place. You're gonna do that? You're not a fucking idiot. You're going to go to the better place where the Dodgers are for him. That's insane to say.
You're gonna act like it's about social media.
Yeah.
No, like, I hear you.
That is
like he was never going to go to the Mets.
No.
Why would
the only thing
I don't know.
The only thing is
well, because the merch leaked and he had to fucking try and fix something. And it didn't work.
What I would imagine is they probably had like all the teams he was considering. They had merch for those teams probably ready to go, and I would think someone maybe just either put the wrong, I don't want to say like link or just put like the wrong thing on there by accident or something. I don't know. I'm spitballing. I don't know how this shit works.
I just told McCarthy I would jerk him off for a ravioli, and he said 1 second.
Oh,
that's why I was laughing.
Your reputation precedes you, Mr. Bush. I want to run through some of the stuff, the games from last night, because, Marty, we were on the Nova train.
Yep.
Because we were content. It was us two against Rico and Evan. Nova just came out first half and blasted them.
What they did in the second half was mean. The fact that they were down that big, they were down, I think, even 20 or like 21 at the beginning of the second half, and then get it all the way to 5. They actually got it to 5 2 separate times. That was dirty. I'd rather they should have just won by 30. Don't bring me back in where I turn the game off, then I'm turning it back on just to get mad over again.
First of all, I feel bad Colin Gillespie got hurt.
That is tough.
And seeing Jay Wright be like how sad he was about it sucked to see because that's their guy. He'll probably come back next year.
I just hate to see that in March.
Free eligibility.
Yeah, free eligibility. He'll probably come back. But it's like Villanova, I didn't think Villanova was great even with him. Now that's a huge blow. That's their number one guy. They're going to be done. And I know Providence lost yesterday. That's that 50-1 ticket. That's just another team that opens it up for the Big East tournament.
Oh, You're right. That's going to change the odds.
Because Creighton, as you watch Creighton, Zagorowski's not as good as people say. They're not as good as people say. That is the most wide open conference, and that conference fucking stinks.
Well,
yeah, I saw you tweeting.
See, Creighton so much. Creighton just lives and dies by the 3 so much. Like they were just ice cold in the first half. They get blown out. Then they come out second half. They get hot. They're back. I agree with you.
They have no inside presence. I don't know. I just think that the Big East is so bad, and we're gonna put 5 teams in there.
Do you think
Seton Hall's gonna get in? No chance.
Nah, no way. Not after the loss last night to UConn. But do you think that the Gillespie being out, like they said it's serious, so I'd imagine he's not gonna play the rest of the season. Do you think that affects their seed? Like, do you think they?
I think it will. No,
they should
will.
take that in consideration. They lost one of their best players.
I agree.
Their floor general.
You think maybe it depends on how they do in the Big East tournament without him? Maybe.
Yes, but I don't think it will. I don't think it will make that much of a difference with their seed.
I mean, they're overvalued to start with.
100%. I've been saying that with Gillespie, and now they're going to be an easy. They're going to be interesting though, because they're going to be like everyone's going to be picking upsets against them early.
Yeah, that's true. Which is dangerous. That's going to almost make them make me think that they might actually. I don't think they're going to go far, but I wouldn't be shocked to see them in like the Sweet 16.
Yeah, and you know what? I want all you Joe Smiths who eats their fucking bologna at their cubicles that just sees fucking UConn being good for a second. They're not going to go far in the tournament. Everyone just sucks their dick because of Kemba and what they've done, which I understand. If you watch this team, they are not a team that can go that far in this tournament.
You think so?
I really do believe it.
I watched them yesterday. I like them.
I watched them yesterday.
They're not super deep. But I like they're like core like 5.
They have a guy whose name is cool.
But I'm saying, I haven't like Cole is good. I think the guy Jackson 44 is pretty good. He's long.
But watching that Seton Hall game last night, it's like Seton Hall is not a good team either.
They're not.
They are like fighting with that, and like the Big East.
But they weren't even really fighting with them. I mean, they like the second half they completely controlled the game. I mean,
they did.
Like you never thought Seton Hall was going to win. And also you got to think this is a Seton Hall team that was at home, needed it really bad.
But like UConn did too.
Then UConn didn't need it that bad.
Yes, they were. They were on the bubble.
Only because it's just the amount of games they played. Like with
no,
Book
because
Night,
they're also
good.
yeah, but that's not. It doesn't matter. It's if
They take into consideration like you got back your best player, who's going to be a lottery pick. Actually, I didn't want to say that because we were talking about the Big East and saying, guys, totally forgot about Book Night last week when we were talking about like the best prospects in the Big East.
Yeah, but that you're saying without Book Night that those losses still count. Like that doesn't.
No,
matter.
they still count. But I think you do take into consideration when you have a guy back like that. You're like, this is a different basketball team, which everyone that's watching, you know that. Like,
yeah, as a person, yeah, but as a committee, you can't. You have to go off their resume, no matter what. It doesn't matter like, oh, Book Night's back. It's just no matter what, it's their resume.
You want the Big East tournament odds?
Are they up? Yeah, I'd like to hear the updated.
It's Creighton plus 200, Villanova plus 275.
Yeah, that's different. Villanova was like plus 125 before.
Yeah, UConn and Xavier, Seton Hall, and then Providence is 30-1. Everyone else is a long shot.
What's UConn?
300.
It's wild. I mean, obviously the Gillespie changes the whole thing, but it's wild how Providence even just went up even more. Like they were 40-1 yesterday. They lost at home.
It's just because
on the road. Excuse me, they lost to St. John's.
Thing.
And then now they have better odds or worse odds. Better odds.
A couple other ones. Just Ev, you were all over Florida State. Good one.
Yeah, I mean that was honestly anyone who watched. Do you see those jerseys they were wearing?
Yeah,
the blue.
Crazy. It just
I've
looked
never
so.
seen Florida State wear blue.
It just
I didn't
looked
know
so
what team
off.
it was.
They were like because it was like that bright light blue where it kind of was similar to the kind of like the Miami Vice Heat jerseys that they wear, but they were even more. They were super just this like loud bright baby blue. But I mean, yeah, they just ran all over them.
They're unreal at home.
They
were like it's
like Boston College is bad, but I mean they were winning they were up like 18-20 at half, and they never looked back. Honestly, the game I felt most proud about was Mizzou.
Yeah, no, you should.
I saw that coming from a mile away.
You did, no, and I took Florida, and on the show yesterday we had a discussion. I was like, man,
it just seemed way too easy. Florida seemed way too easy.
And they just had the
honestly, I don't know if you watched the end of the game.
I didn't see the end.
The move that the guard made, like it was tied 70-70 after they were Mizzou was up 8, I think, with like 2 minutes left.
Missouri is controlling it.
They were up 8 with 2 minutes left. Florida ends up tying the game. Then Mizzou gets the ball. It's 70-70 with maybe like 15 seconds left. Dribbles out, makes an unreal drive, like super tough reverse layup, basically at the buzzer. Unreal play. Big win.
Yeah, huge win for Missouri.
Needed it back.
They've been kind of falling. They've been faltering down the stretch, and Florida's played weird at home. They lost at home to South Carolina. They should have lost to Ole Miss at home. They've I don't know. They've been. It's almost like they've been better on the road.
You had to pick right now what conference wins the championship. I got Big 12.
I'm thinking Big 12 too. Even though Big 10, obviously Big 10. I mean, maybe West Coast Conference too.
First of all, the Big 10 is so overvalued in this tournament. Like Maryland, I'm going to tell you right now, Maryland and Rutgers are like 8 seeds. How the fuck can that be a thing?
Because the Big 10's good.
No, it's overvalued, dude.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, bro. I love you so much, Jack. I fucking love you. I'm gonna go through. Who do you want me to go through? Rutgers or Maryland?
Well, you're gonna go through both, so you pick.
Okay, so Rutgers. So bullshit games don't count like against Hofstra. So they beat Syracuse, great. Maryland, great. And they beat Illinois, right? That's their win.
That's 3 pretty good wins.
That Illinois one looks better. That Illinois one looks bigger.
Illinois, and that's also wasn't Illinois. Now you're talking about like they were.
Still your resume, you beat them.
So that contradicts what you said before.
No, that's what you said.
No.
I argued the opposite. I'm saying I go off that's what you said before. You said like it's still their resume.
Okay, regardless. Lose Ohio State. Beat Purdue.
Twice.
They lost
Purdue
to Iowa.
Win too.
Lost to Michigan State. Bad losses.
Michigan State. Listen, Iowa's a bad
Michigan
loss.
State's a bad loss.
I wouldn't say it's like a horrendous loss.
Yes, it is. They're not in the
It's a
tournament.
quad 2 loss.
That's not horrible.
It's not a good loss. Lost to Ohio State.
Not horrible.
Lost to Wisconsin, who's not good.
They're not horrible.
Yeah,
the horrible is like quad 3 or 4.
Their horrible loss is Nebraska.
So far,
the Nebraska loss is wretched.
But and then but that's from Iowa. They lost to fucking Michigan. They lost to Maryland. They lost to and they lost to Nebraska. Like that's
Nebraska's the only bad loss,
and they got blown out.
You named
they
beat like 5 tournament
But exactly
teams.
what you're saying right now is why the fucking Big Ten is so overrated.
You're just saying that because you said that at the beginning of the year.
No, I'm not. I'm sticking to it because I know there are good teams in it, but it's so overrated.
The Big 10 and the Big 12 are the same in the sense that you see a lot of these teams at the top. They have, besides basically Michigan in the Big Ten and Baylor in the Big 12, all these teams have like 5-6 losses because all the teams are good. And it's
they
fucking
cannibalize
hard.
each other. Yeah.
It's hard. Like you can't expect to just win all these games. Like you said, Rutgers, like they literally just beat like 5 tournament teams.
They're 9-10.
Because the Big Ten's hard.
That's what's.
They're 9-10 in a conference where 9 or 10 of the teams are going to the tournament. Though
Exactly what my
because they have like they lost to Michigan
7-11 in the conference.
They lost to Michigan. They lost to Iowa twice, and they lost to Ohio State twice. That's 3 top 10 teams.
Indiana is
5
7-11 in the conference, and they're going to go to the tournament.
Who is?
Indiana.
Because it's a tough conference.
No,
are they really going to go to the tournament?
They're like on the bubble.
Indiana, they're on the bubble.
Which is that's crazy to me. I don't care. Like that.
But you're talking about Duke being on the bubble.
Duke should not be in the tournament right now.
All right, fair enough.
They shouldn't.
I appreciate you saying that.
They're not. But if they beat UNC and they go on a run in the conference tournament, they could definitely get in.
I think if they beat UNC, I still see them in a spot they'd have to basically go all the way.
No.
I think they make the championship game and lose.
Maybe make the championship.
I don't think so.
The problem is the ACC's so weak, you're not going to get big wins.
That's what I'm saying. They can't just beat UNC.
They got to beat VTech and Virginia, I guess. They need to beat Florida State is what they need to do, probably.
This is the thing.
I don't know if they're capable of that.
I think that, well, if they beat UNC, they definitely can because they beat them. Regardless, I'm just saying – I think it's like Indiana being on the bubble at 7-11. No matter how hard your conference is, that is crazy.
But you got to look at their win. Then they beat Iowa twice. Like they have some big wins. I know they did at least once. I think they might have actually twice.
I look up Indiana. There's so many goddamn games.
Our chat, they're saying somebody's saying Indiana isn't going to make it. Coming from an Indiana fan,
they probably
I don't think they are. But I'm just saying that they're in the bubble.
Like them, Michigan State are both still I would consider bubble teams.
Yes,
like they're both a deep Big Ten tournament run from getting in.
Lost to
if
Texas,
they could win a few games.
Lost to Florida State, lost to Northwestern, lost to Illinois, beat Penn State, beat Maryland, lost to Wisconsin, beat Nebraska, lost to Purdue, beat Iowa, lost to Rutgers, and then they lost to Illinois. They beat Iowa twice, and they beat Northwestern.
They don't have any State. They don't have any horrible. Every one of their losses.
But that's
like pretty
but
good
see
teams.
what you're saying though. That's because of the Big Ten. Everyone's like, oh, the Big Ten. Like,
no, they lost to Northwestern.
Losing Northwestern is terrible.
But see, that's
who beat Maryland.
This is where I'll say. So this is where I'll side with Marty, where it's like at the time they lost to Northwestern, I think they started like 6-0. But it's still a bad loss. Like I'm saying that you lost to Northwestern, bad loss.
Yeah,
Ohio State lost them too in that early one, bad loss.
Maryland lost to them last night.
And Indiana's 12-13, like overall.
But they said they're probably not going to get they need a Big Ten run.
Yeah, I'm just saying
because they lost that Michigan State game. If they had beat Michigan State, they'd be in a much better spot.
The main point is like those teams are like an 8 for Rutgers that's a crazy seed to me. I think they should be in. I don't think they should be an 8 comfortably.
That's fine. I mean, that's a fair argument. Like if you want to say they should be like a 10 or 11.
Yeah, and that's what they should. But that's where it's a little overrated, I think. I know it comes out with Michigan and Ohio State and Illinois being like the biggest, like the top of the top, and Iowa, but like the end of the fucking conference getting in at 8 is insane.
Well, but it's like because the only real I think the reason why I'm arguing the Big Ten is so good because you even see like these bad teams, they're not like horrible. Like I would love to see how Penn State would do in like the ACC like this year. Like I'm not saying they're a good team. They've battled with a lot of these really good teams.
They smoked Minnesota.
Like they just blew out Minnesota last night, who's also not a tournament team, but not like that's a Jekyll and Hyde team, Minnesota. Like you never know what team they're going to show up.
Yeah, I mean they beat Michigan.
Yeah, that's
honestly a crazy thing that I'll bring up. To switch off a little bit.
Yeah.
That kid Josh brought up. He's been a kid. I think he used to be a caller. He's been on me and Mincy's clubhouses. Do you know since 2010, 11 seeds straight up have more wins against 6 seeds?
I did not know that.
That makes sense.
Like
everybody always says 12-5, but
since I think it was 2010, 11 seeds versus 6 seeds are 21-19 straight up. That's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy stat.
Water really fast.
No, you're good. You enjoy washing down your ravioli with cheese that I'm not salivating looking at all whatsoever. Hey, I want to mention a West Coast game. I know you and I stayed up watching NBA. Big win for Oregon over UCLA last night. And then I remember those stats we were hearing about Oregon in March. I mean, should we be buying some Oregon stock here? They're Duarte's a hell of a player. Dana Altman's a good coach. Seems like they're coming on.
It was a great because they were down a lot of that game, especially
I
early
know.
on.
I thought because I remember I almost put Oregon on my card and I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't end up taking it either. They're really good. I mean, like we said, Altman's a great coach. Duarte's really good. They got a good squad. They're definitely.
I feel like they may win the Pac-12 tournament. I could say
they're probably.
I feel like I know their odds aren't going to be great, but I'm going to look at it. We're talking about Oregon.
Yeah,
They're Altman. So they know the Oregon in March has like crazy good stats. Like they play really well in March. It seems like they're coming on big win.
They're always a sexy team to pick in March.
They always play a fun style too.
Well, that was even. It was a trivia question last night. Oregon. I think they were the 12. They were. It's funny. They were what sent KB to Vegas. They were a 12 seed. They made the Sweet 16.
Yep.
Just literally the last tournament that happened.
Yeah,
19.
I just feel like they're kind of coming on.
We're gonna fucking talk about Jim Boeheim. What?
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Oh yeah, is he?
He's a total prick.
That was way worse than what Coach K did. 10 times worse.
Aren't they like best friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it. It was worse, but it also was funnier.
It was funnier, but he also like calling him.
Calling him out like the 5'2" thing and basically saying if you're like not tall and play basketball, you can't have an opinion on basketball.
Bad for the game. Bad. I haven't seen a coach ever do that.
No,
he killed a guy. People forget.
Yeah. No, it's fair. If you say Coach K was an asshole, you definitely got to say Boeheim was an asshole.
Well, I just think it's ironic because they're such close friends.
Well, yeah, they're both just old pricks.
Yeah, but it always is like. You know that as like from an athlete or like someone, if you do something for 40 years and someone's telling you to do something different, you lose your mind.
Oh yeah.
Even when you're here, like if someone new comes in, like, hey, Big Ev, I think you should be doing this a little different. Like, go fuck yourself.
No, it's fair. It's natural. So like I understand it, but it's one of those, and it's like see for them it was weird too because I don't know why he was so angry. They won.
I know that
and they
weird
played
part.
well.
Like
they
when
won.
Coach K did it. It was like they're losing.
Like he had no reason to be like mad in general. They're coming off like a good win. Like I would say they're pretty safe now at this point. Would you say as a tournament team?
No.
You don't think so?
Not pretty safe. They're on the bubble again.
Who keys?
Were they that much off it?
Mm-hmm.
Because who did they just
they beat Carolina
and
they beat
Carolina
Syracuse,
and
Clemson.
then Clemson?
And speaking of the Clemson,
they had a bad loss.
We spent a lot of time talking about the sight lines in the Carrier Dome yesterday. That game was 13-11 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. It went under by like 25 points.
They did score a ton. It's crazy.
I really think early second half.
I really think there's something to it taking like a full half or almost a half for the opposite team to get adjusted to the rims and just kind of the way the court looks. So you saw they shot so bad that first 15 minutes, and then they started banging threes like the very end of the first half. And into the second half.
Yeah, no, with 10 minutes left, I was like, am I going to actually lose this game?
They were on the bubble, and they lost to Duke, and then they lost to Georgia Tech back-to-back. So that's what brought them off. Like, they were off the bubble, and then now they're back on because they beat North Carolina.
The Tech loss now, I feel like, also doesn't look as bad.
Tech's
like, when it comes resume time, it's not going to look as bad anymore because they've been pretty good.
All these teams.
Only that sucks for them is that they have no more games left. Like, they don't have a Saturday game.
Yeah,
they're not going to add one.
Well, they need to win a couple games in the ACC tournament. No question. They got to win like one or two probably.
Interesting. I know, Marty, you may have not watched. I would touch on a couple NBA games from last night. That's Joel Embiid. Holy crap! What a performance! And I'm actually like, one thing I've really gotten right in the last week. So it's like the Jazz were so undervalued, and they went on this 18-2 run against the spread and straight up, and then they became overvalued. I've gotten them 3 times on this road trip as road favorites. They're favored by 7 in Miami, 7 in NOLA, 3 in Philly. I got them all 3 times on it.
I need to give a shout out to Smitty. Smitty last night texted me literally, I think it was like maybe an hour, 45 minutes before the game. He goes, Sixers first quarter money line.
They lost.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
so it's a shout out like he fucked me.
Oh yeah, he texted me too, and I actually just missed it because I would have taken it. But they won the game,
and it was worse because Smitty, I give him a lot of credit because as much as anyone who knows the money shot of the day might be like 0 for 27 lifetime, he's very good about knowing when the Sixers, Phillies, those Philly teams. He's been very good
on the pulse
about knowing when they're going to win or lose. He doesn't bet against them, but he'll be like, "Yo, Big Ev, like fade him tonight," and he's usually been pretty good at him. It was funny because I saw he had tweeted about the first quarter money line and the game money line. They were plus like 125, 130, something like that. And I was going to take the game. And then he texted me and goes, first quarter money line. I was like, done.
I
One
actually
unit
got
on it.
that same text.
One unit.
Thank God I missed it.
And then Jordan Clarkson's fucking banking threes. I was like, oh my fucking God.
That was a hell of a game, though. Big win.
I mean,
big win for the team.
Embiid to take that ball and just run to the 3-point line and shoot that shot was insane. But I mean, you bury it, you bury it. God bless him. That was unreal. Unreal.
I mean, he's got to be one of the first for MVP right now.
He's got to be top
I mean, dude,
three.
he is. I mean, it is unbelievable what he's doing this year.
And
everybody was talking smack. Oh, Rudy Gobert. He's out here.
And the Sixers at home too. They've been like unbeatable at home.
Yeah, they were like
it was crazy. They were dogs.
Last year they were like 27-2.
I just can't believe they were dogs.
No, I agree.
And the line was going against them. Like they were. I think it was closed. They were plus 3.5. Crazy.
That was wild.
And fucking that late night game was insane.
Yeah, we didn't touch on that. Ev, we both had Portland. Man, there's some calls that really went the other way. But Damian Lillard, that step back 3 with 13 seconds left was just, I mean.
That was to me,
filthy.
that was such a ball don't lie shot. They had so many bad calls go against them down that stretch.
Especially when he got fouled on the 3-pointer and they gave him
clear as day shooting foul. The guy was literally hovering in midair, mid-cocking the jump shot, gets fouled. They call it on the floor in a game where it's like under a minute, they're down 3. So they only put him in the line for 2. Clearly a shooting foul. They had one before that was clearly a block. They called a foul on the Blazers that gave Warriors 2 shots. But like you said, I mean, Dame's the fucking best.
He's awesome.
Like it's like at the end of the game, it's like even because he was having such a bad game and they still were just in the game, and it was like I was just waiting for him to finally start making shots. It's like you just know fourth quarter comes, like he's gonna start just making threes, and then he makes like a 30-foot step back to put him up 2 with 10 seconds left or whatever. 13 seconds.
I stayed up watching it because it was my last game, and I was hoping to pull it out. And I was fired up when he.
No, that was a hell of a win, especially like I said, in a game where Damian Lillard did not play well until the last 5 minutes.
Too.
He was even in the fourth quarter. It's so hard when you're watching them and you just like know they're gonna make pretty much like every other 3 that they take. It's just so dangerous, and it just feels like they're always open.
One other one I want to comment on, of course, just because the over thing, but the damn Pelicans over again.
Always hits.
I mean, it looked rough. It looked rough mid-third last night. I thought I was going to lose, but
shout out Casey. Shout out Casey Smith.
All three of them. All three of the Barstool Sports.
Because I was seeing a lot of shit talking. People saying, "Oh, like you're pumping these fucking games to lose." Guess what, pal? You missed out on a plus 200, plus 250 winner last night.
Yeah, and it was two.
You could have taken any of them. Could have taken any of them. If you take all 3, you just fucking smashed. So there's a bunch of fucking idiots.
Could you take 3, or is it you could only take 1?
You could take all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why not.
I should have gone on a train.
So
I thought about getting on a train.
So shout out Casey. It was a great play. Literally, if you, like I said, you played any of them, you won, and you won big. God bless. Every Wednesday. Barstool Sports.
Yes, shout out Casey. That was great. Tonight.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
So Michigan State.
Let's talk about tonight.
Michigan's minus 12. That to me is like it's almost they're coming back. They could hammer them, sure, or it's like Michigan State. Is it too many points? But the real question is, Oklahoma State just went back to back and beat Oklahoma, and they're playing Baylor today, and they're plus 12.
That's the one that's way more egregious.
That's why I want to compare.
It's funny
both.
you mentioned that. If y'all saw my
card, because I was like, is Cade Cunningham like out? Like I was like, what? Why is the spread 12? Also, another one. Even though the team's bad, there's a few like weird spreads. Like even Texas Tech is 17-point favorites over Iowa State.
Iowa State's horrible.
I get Iowa State's horrible.
And Texas Tech just beat TCU by like 30.
But I just was like, some of these like there's massive lines.
But as a gambler, that screams Baylor minus 12
for sure.
Yeah, no, it does. Anytime, it's that old thing when Vegas puts the line out 2 or 3 points higher than we think it should be, then they do it for a reason. However, look, am I out of my mind?
8 more points higher than I thought.
Egregious line. I was shocked.
Look, I'll bring it up. I mean, we're going to announce my picks in a minute. Oklahoma State plus 575 money line with how hot they are with cutting it. Dude, I mean, they're going to get me for 1 unit if I lose, whatever. That's too much. They're on 6-1 to win the damn game.
I think so, too.
And Baylor, I mean, I know they won at West Virginia, but they easily could have lost that. We saw them lose at Kansas, and they played bad against Iowa State last week. I don't know.
No, that was the one. Both those, the Michigan and that one jumped out to me. That one jumped out to me even more just because everything you just said. I mean, they have probably the best player in the country. They've been red hot. It just makes no sense that they'd be just.
And
I mean,
Oklahoma State has
11, 12
tied for the
points.
most quad one wins of any team. They're not afraid to
And the
win.
line's even going like towards Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was seeing, like it opened at 11, like it's 12, and I have to imagine people were jumping on Oklahoma State plus 11 for it to get up to 12. I mean, it's scaring me out of just not taking it. It's making me just not want to touch it.
No, I agree. I mean, Baylor could win by 25, but I still think that money line's got value. It's just too high.
No, I agree.
If Caden Cunningham goes in and plays a good game, dude, they're red hot. They just swept Oklahoma. They beat Texas Tech at home on last Monday. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm comfortable losing 1 unit just for the shot of a 5 point.
No, I'm with you.
Just because of that. But that should be a heck of a game. Michigan State. Y'all think Michigan bounces back here? I don't know what to think. My instincts would say Michigan bounce back, but then a rivalry game.
Because Michigan
I ain't
State
laying
also
12 in
really
that
needs
rivalry.
it too.
It's also March, and betting against Tom Izzo in March.
They need it bad. Though. They're on the bubble. They're like on the same spot as Duke right now.
Honestly, I think they have a little more chance than Duke.
No, they have. It's pretty much the same thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know with those two wins, you would think. Yeah, you would think, but regardless, I think I almost think it's too much points, but I could also see Michigan just being pissed from last game and like Dickinson. I think Dickinson could really go off on them today.
I'm on Michigan. I just think it's kind of a reverting of the last game where I think I was drinking the Kool-Aid too much, and now I think it's like an overreaction where people are just going to like jump off because of one bad game. Like we talked about yesterday, they've had 2 abysmal games, and then all the other games have been pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna basically take the Vegas line and just say they're telling me something here. That's the side I'm deciding to choose. I'm on Michigan, but I wouldn't be shocked at all to see this game be back and forth.
Michigan State, Oklahoma State money line parlay would pay like infinity to 1. If you win 2 games, they're both plus 575.
That's a mincy bomb.
Yeah, that's all.
I
mean, I'm not saying it's gonna hit, but I could see a world where
mincy bomb.
It's a good slate tonight, to be honest.
Really,
it
good
is. Let's
slate.
talk
I
about.
like
Hey,
it.
I have
Underrated slate.
Does anybody have a clue what's gonna happen in Texas, Oklahoma? I have none.
There are 2 teams.
I mean, literally,
there are 2 teams that you just don't understand. Like you don't understand. I'm on Texas. I think they're actually gonna kill them, but with Oklahoma losing those 2 games, it's like that scares you too.
I'm on Oklahoma. It was the game against Kansas when they won that made me fall in love with this team and fall in love with Reeves. I fucking love that guy. I'm on Oklahoma tonight. This coming from also a guy who holds a 40-1 national championship ticket on Oklahoma. That doesn't look nearly as good as it did about a week ago. I'm on the Sooners tonight.
Yeah, I retracted my statement on Bench Mob saying that I think Oklahoma could win the national championship.
I feel much less confident than I did a week or 2 ago, for
100%.
sure. But I have the ticket, so I'm still holding faith.
College
just a little bit.
I don't care what people say.
Oh, it's this March. It's about like it's right now.
I got into a fight. Not fight. Like I never answer people, but like one guy's like, yeah, I like college basketball sucks, all this, but like March Madness is great. That's the whole point. College basketball March Madness is one of the best tournaments ever. Like college football playoffs suck. It's just too.
They need to make it more. They need to make it 8 or 16.
Well, I mean, they're way too. They're complete. I think it's unfair. I would agree, but it's unfair to compare them when it's like 64 teams and then it's 4.
Well, but the beauty is college basketball. The little man gets their day.
Yeah, but
because that's like college football. Cincinnati goes undefeated and beats the dog shit out of everybody this year, and they don't even get to get into an 8-man tournament. Even if they get blown out, like. Let everybody have a chance.
That's why it's because it's 4 teams. It's like if this was a perfect year for college football to be like the little guy could get a chance. But that's why college basketball is the best tournament there is. And that first weekend from now Friday to Monday I get hard thinking about it. It's fucking fun.
I love it's the Bench Mob account and all these accounts posting the just the old buzzer beaters.
Yeah.
I could literally sit there for hours and just watch just montages of just March Madness buzzer beaters.
Oh yeah.
I can too.
It's just crazy the madness that happens, especially like we talked about kind of why the conference tournaments are so good too when these bad teams their lives are literally on the line. And obviously March Madness that's even exemplified even more. They're literally it's win or go home every single game.
I wish we could change a tournament this year to Texas so we could have 100% capacity.
That would be awesome.
Are they letting that happen in Texas and Mississippi?
Mississippi they're still.
Didn't the guy he lifted the max?
Yeah, so they list everything. Mississippi and Texas did. But they're like, I know Ole Miss baseball still, you have to wear masks, and they're doing 50%, I think.
50%
50%
though.
is pretty good,
I'm
yeah.
in. Because what's Indiana going to be?
I
Indianapolis.
think 25.
It's not
25?
horrible, but
At least it's dude. When there was 25% of West Virginia that game against Baylor, like
oh yeah,
it
you
felt-
feel like it's.
I thought it was 100%.
Kansas has been like that too. Fans are loud there.
Yeah,
I almost feel like with less fans, you can almost even get a little more of an echo too.
yeah.
Because
I think it depends on the
like,
arena. Those
no,
small,
I agree, like-
small college basketball.
Like Baylor,
arenas
West
probably
Virginia,
suck.
I felt like I barely even noticed, or Kansas, like you said too. I feel like in some of those games, you feel like you don't even notice a difference. Like it just sounds like there's everyone there.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we're in a world where there's positivity right now. I mean, I feel like vibes are high.
It's
I think
coming.
COVID things are getting better. I think things are about to. All I know is, I'll just say this for the Stoolies: when we can get out and travel around the country, y'all are going to see the full Mets arsenal, and it's going to get wild around the United States of America. I look forward to we are going to take it, the word to the people, and
Let's go.
yeah, super pumped. Any other games? I'm looking through the card. Any other games? Take the A10 tournament going on right now. Richmond's up like 7. I've got them by 3.5. Do y'all have any opinion on Dayton's 3.5 against Rhode Island? I took Dayton, but I don't know how confident I am.
I'm on Dayton.
Yeah, Dayton's like
They've actually weirdly.
they've been good against good teams and crappy against bad teams.
I think they've actually. Someone fact check me on this. I think they might have lost to Rhode Island twice this year.
Okay, and now they're
In the
now they're
last
3.5
last game, they were up huge. Like they were up big in the second half, and then just absolutely collapsed at the very end. I'm not totally sure if they won or lost. I think they lost, but I know they were up massively. Like they were up like 20, I think, against Rhode Island, and they were up big like the entire game, and just absolutely folded the last like 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, Dukes in our office is a huge Dayton guy, and he said they're 4-5 this year against teams that have losing records. But they've been good when they play good teams.
That's what, like they beat St. Bonaventure. They beat what was the game? They lost to Fordham, and then they immediately beat someone good.
Mm-hmm. No, there's just one of those teams.
Can we talk about those Darty sweatshirts real quick?
That's what?
Yeah,
So
Darty jerseys.
what do you like? In college, like when you go to a day party and people wear jerseys all the time, like the most common jerseys like people wear and drink. Like the most common one is the purple Raptors Vince Carter one.
That and the Jordan Toon Squad, probably.
Jordan's Toon Squad's probably 2. There's like, there's
to
definitely
me, there's a handful where I know Bird Indiana State. I feel like it's a pretty big one. See the best ones are like those colorful ones. Like I feel like that you see a ton of the Grizzly, like the old school Grizzlies ones. I feel like you see Stockton quite a bit.
Even like Kobe is a classic one.
Kobe Lower Marion's a big one.
Yeah.
You definitely see a lot of like I feel like I see a lot of like Steph Curry, Davidson, a lot of Team USA jerseys. Like
people
all,
always think
like Jordan, Barkley.
I feel like this is more of a thing in the North because I'm not very familiar with this.
No, I think the South is even more on it too.
Okay.
I think it might be a little age thing also because for us like it became like Fridays was a thing.
Just call Mincio.
I mean, yeah, I am.
He's got a decade on me.
I do. I'm young at heart though.
Yes, Mincy's a young spirit.
I always like college kids are always like, I think it's funny because they think they're clever of like getting a really good NBA guy's college jersey. Mm-hmm. They think it's like they broke the internet. Like no one's gonna have this.
There's nothing worse
than
thinking you have it and then you go to the bar and like 3 other kids are wearing it.
It's the worst.
The worst. I remember the one I was probably most proud of. I had the Jose Fernandez RIP, the like teal Marlins jersey. That was a fire jersey. I saw no one else had that one.
It's a good
proud
one.
Of that one.
A good one is if a baseball player's college one, because no one really wears baseball jerseys to like that. Like that's
they're hard to find.
Ole Miss is sending me a powder blue jersey that I'm baseball one. I will be
anything
rocking.
powder blue is just good.
I have a Duke Stroman one, which is like no one has that because he's also not like crazy big, just because I like him. But like when you go college baseball, that's when it's like rare.
I wasn't a big jersey wearer guy, but the one I rocked a while was after Tracy Porter got the pick 6 in the Super Bowl and Saints Colts. I had a Tracy Porter white Saints Super Bowl jersey I rocked.
Yeah, you might be like
that'd be a good one because like no one would have that.
And it was his best play in franchise
especially
history,
be walking in with like a legit authentic one from like 2008, like 2009.
No chance.
That's funny. Well, do y'all want to touch on the NBA? Do you want to go ahead and do the card or touch on a little NBA? Which one?
We can do picks.
Okay, let's go. I kind of like doing – this is just my thoughts, and I'd like to hear some listener feedback. I like doing the picks a touch earlier because then you can explain why you like them. Because I feel like a lot of times we're just giving the picks, but I like to – I want to give a little analysis and kind of discuss the games a little bit. And I feel like that's – I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But, free feedback from the people on the YouTube chat. I will check it out. All right, I mean, everybody's winning. So who's I guess Ev, go ahead. I guess go ahead. Everybody's so hot. I mean, it's like everybody could go first.
Well, right now I'm currently, as we speak, as you hear me say this, I'm sweating out Duquesne plus 5.5. They're at the line down 8 with 6 minutes left.
I got Richmond minus 3.5. So maybe we can get a middle.
I'd love it.
Maybe we can get Richmond by 4 or 5.
I'm on St. Joe's plus 3. I feel like this is destined to lose because I jumped off the train yesterday, but I don't care. I had to.
Everybody, I was thinking about taking them, and then I saw everybody head up, and I'm like, I'm good.
I know they are.
Good. You
I deserve to lose this. Oh, that's Duquesne ball. That's Duquesne ball. Let's go.
There's 6 minutes left.
I know.
I like the enthusiasm.
It's excited.
No. It's March.
Marty Downer.
Yeah, it's March. You can't hate on enthusiasm in March.
If Marty ever gets excited at any game, I'll be like, yo, like, why are you getting excited?
Under 4 minutes.
Is that your rule, under 4 minutes?
No, I knew he was going to get
It's
mad
off his leg.
I know how to get him a little excited at me.
The leaderboard, before we get to these picks, so I want to read the leaderboard while we all have winning records, just for mental clarity. All right, I'm in first, 16-9 plus 6.1 units. Ev, 13-7 plus 5.35 units. Brandon Walker, big night last night, went 4-1. He's 9-6 plus 4.6 units. Marty Mush, 8-7 plus 0.3 units. Rico Bosco, 8-8 minus 0.6. Big Cat, 5-6 minus 1.6. And to our boy on Clubhouse with us yesterday that said all he did was just fade pick Central and make money. I hope you're going broke going against this.
Oh,
this
that's something we need to bring up. That's something we need to bring up. Mincy's like best friend.
Yeah, guy from day one.
Just fading us for like 2 months straight.
Yeah, and he said he hit 56% fading us last month. Just all he did was bet against pick Central.
Makes sense.
Mincy, I'm not going to tell you what to do. That wouldn't be my friend anymore.
No, dude, no. I told him. I just said. I said I hope his ass is going broke.
If my boy texts me, he's like, yo, I've been fading you for a month.
No, he didn't.
I'd be like, fuck you.
No, I couldn't believe he did that. I was shocked. But, you got to do it. Like I said, I hope he's fading me right now. Going 2-7 last night. That's how it feels. All right, Ev.
So I've also got Dayton minus 3.5. I've got Oklahoma minus 2. We talked about that. And Michigan minus 12. Talk about both of those. Rico and the Mountain West. Mountain West is my conference.
Oh.
Wyoming plus 16.
Can we have like some kind of a Mountain West tournament draft with y'all too, maybe, or something? That would be fun.
I'm telling you, I've been watching so much Mountain West basketball this year, and I have the last couple. Mountain West plus 16, or Wyoming plus 16.5. Then the NBA got Pacers plus 4.5 at home against the Nuggets. I like that spot for them.
Nuggets are due a letdown. They won in Chicago in a close one, and they killed Milwaukee.
And then I've got Suns minus 6.5. I feel like this might be popular, but
it changed. They just announced Draymond and Steph are sitting, but hey, we got it locked in at 6.5. I got it too, and now it's like for 10 or 11.
So I'm gonna say I keep saying how much I love betting on the Suns.
Dude, yeah.
Warriors are coming off the back-to-back.
Yeah, lost a tough one too.
Suns minus 6.5. That's the last pick.
Okay, awesome. Marty, what you got?
I got St. Joe's my plus 4. I got Michigan State. I'm changing my Michigan State pick. I want to take Michigan minus 12 because if I'm taking Baylor minus 12, I think I have to take both. So I'm changing Michigan State. So Michigan minus 12, Baylor minus 12, Texas Tech minus 17, Texas plus 2, and Iowa minus 17.5. I'm going heavy favorites.
Who's Iowa? Who are they playing again?
Nebraska.
That's okay. Yeah, I was gonna say
Nebraska's been winning a little bit.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, Duquesne make a run.
I actually think that's a good spot. I think it's very similar to Florida State, Boston College yesterday, where Boston College, they fire the coach, they win that first game, and then they get blown out the next game. I think it's kind of the same with Nebraska, where they lose their best player, they play good, and then they're going to get smoked. I like that. I like that spot.
I've got my picks for today. I have Richmond by 3.5 in this game. Duquesne only down 1 now, under 4, so it feels like it could go either way. I took Dayton by 3.5 over Rhode Island in the later Atlantic 10 game. Oklahoma State, I did the money line, guys. I mean, they may lose by 30, whatever. Plus 575 money line. When they're hot with Caden Cunningham, they got the best player on the floor. Good enough for me. Took Colorado, who I like riding at home, by 10. Arizona State's just been so weird this year. They've been really erratic. NBA, I mean, how could I not take over? It opened at 225. It's already 227. We're taking it anyway in Miami, New Orleans. Other ones, I got Memphis as a 6-point home dog against the Bucks. San Antonio Spurs by 7 over the Thunder. And I got Phoenix locked in at 6.5 against Golden State. Those are my 8 plays. Hoping that pride doesn't go. Gambling's such a funny thing. I'm on a pretty big run right now. I'm hoping, I'm chirping about it openly, so I'm hoping the gods
Mitzi,
don't
keep chirping.
Oh, I'm going to keep chirping. That's
go-
part of Barstool. Barstool's brand. You got to chirp, right?
We don't go on these runs often. When you go on a run, you puff your fucking chest out and you beat it like a motherfucker.
You don't always tell people when you're 7-2.
Oh yeah.
Because trust me, when you go 2-7, they damn sure tell you.
They get you. It's just so funny to me though. Like Nick Mangold's cracking me up too. He like tailgates on my picks now, which is awesome. But like I literally couldn't give these damn things to a homeless person 2 weeks ago. And now it's like people. It's just I don't know. It's just what a difference a week.
Now they're beating down Mincy's door for these picks.
Yeah, 7-2, and I had to run. There's some guy some account like tracks all the people gambling on the internet, and like there was a report for last week that I was like second on all the people he tracked when I had this 22-6 run.
Mincy, you were hot. You were red hot.
Yeah, I had a 22. And I was just like, this can't even be real. But those are mine for tonight. Very excited about all that. Any games? I want to ask you, how do you feel about this Knicks Pistons tonight?
I saw the line jumped up quite a bit. I don't know if Pistons had somebody out because I think it
7.
opened at 5 and now it's 7. Because I saw it at 5 last night when I was checking before I went to sleep. I like the Knicks. I think
it's a great bounce back spot.
I think so too.
You know what?
We had a couple days off.
Add it to the card. Knicks by 7.
Let's go.
Because they had that game. They lost as a road favorite.
Yep.
In a game, San Antonio's tough at home, kind of had a no-show. Now they're back home. They got a lot of momentum. They want to win this game before the All-Star break. I think they want the momentum.
I
Knicks by 7.
just got the notification, too, about which, I mean, this would seem to be obvious with how well he's played, but Randall wants to stay with New York long-term. Looks like we're going to probably make that happen. Very exciting.
Wait, what now?
MVP Randall.
MVP Randall. Okay.
They're in extension talks.
I can't believe the fucking All-Star games this weekend.
Crazy, right?
Like
everything. Slam dunk, all that.
We're 40 games in already?
Close.
Well,
yeah,
it's
pretty much.
70,
yeah.
It's a 72-game season this year because it started later.
I didn't know it was like.
Yeah, I think the Knicks are 18-18.
The Pels are 15-20.
Crazy, dude. That's perfect timing for me, though. I don't need. What's the Pelicans?
15-20.
Not bad.
I mean,
not bad at all.
It's just that I kind of feel like, they got a chance to make. I think the playoffs are like 10 teams now this year. They're doing like a play-in or something weird.
Are they doing the same?
They're doing something weird where you can get. I think you can like win to get in or something. So I'm hoping they can get like the 10.
I don't know. Is it a bubble?
It's not a bubble. There's no bubble.
I feel like they might do one for the playoffs. Maybe
that's what I was saying for the playoffs.
That would make a lot of sense.
I don't know. But
it's still going to be stunning to see kind of how the tournament plays out with it. Like it's going to be crazy. Like imagine if like one of these big teams just like gets the COVID bug.
Dude, what if you're like the first four?
You're just straight like you're out.
Dude, what if you're like
that's going to be mayhem.
What if you're like a first 4 out team? Do you like send a spy that has COVID? Like around these teams?
I'm waiting for. I feel like this is going to happen to one team, and it's going to be like a bad mid-major team where they're just going to like because of these forfeits with these good teams, they're going to get like 2 teams that'll get COVID, and you just see like some shitty like whoever wins like one of these bad conference like the Ace Sun. All of a sudden, they're just in the Elite 8, and they haven't played they played like one game, and they haven't played a game.
I also could see it being like early on, like a good team, like a Duke or a Michigan State or someone that doesn't get in, and they get like a 1 seed, and then they just make a run
in that first, yeah.
Oh
my god.
Well,
see, that would just be. It's so dirty because it's like they don't even make the tournament, and then all of a sudden they get like the best, where they can just play the worst teams.
Yes.
To advance.
It's fucked, but it just makes it kind of makes sense.
Honestly,
you can't
an all-time poetic ending to this for a Duke season would be to get the 1 seed and then lose to a 6 seed.
Yeah,
that would be hilarious.
I'll give you that. That would be unbelievable. And you also have to
now I want it to happen. That would be so funny.
Anyone saying that you don't want your team in the tournament because they have no chance winning the
that's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Actually, like pissed. That I don't get pissed off, but that actually made me mad.
No, that's ridiculous.
Anyway, you'd rather be in the tournament than not be.
Like I said,
times
Lehigh and Mercer, one of the 2 worst days ever when that happened. But like, I'd rather that than being in the NIT or like not.
Now, would you rather? I think the real argument is: would you rather like be in the tournament? Would you rather not be in the tournament at all, or be in the tournament as like a 4 seed and then lose to a 13?
I'd rather lose to a 13.
I would too, every time.
Yeah,
it's just
sure.
that chance, and also when you have that day on Thursday or Friday and your team's playing, like you plan out your whole day and you can't wait for that time.
Oh, it's unreal.
You're locked in.
Yeah, no, I just think, I mean, it's because I'm a fan of a program that's historically not that great, but I've seen us in the NCAA tournament like 5 times total. Hell yeah, I want to sit in there. It's
For
not
sure.
something you
It's
can
been
take.
30
It's not
years since Rutgers made the tournament. I cannot stop
Really?
thinking of Yes,
30?
1991. It was the last time they made the tournament. I can't stop thinking
Wow.
about it.
And what do you
See,
think? What are
that's
their
why-
chances to get in now? Like
Marty.
60%?
They're a 9
Like,
seed right now.
You got to put Rutgers in.
What? Because I haven't been in 30 years.
Yeah, like come on. This is the
Because
team.
we're friends, Marty.
Throw the fans a bone.
And honestly, this Rutgers team is legitimately talented.
They
They are a talented basketball team.
Marty.
Harper, Baker. Honestly, I might be like the biggest Miles Johnson fan in the country. I think that guy's
He's
awesome.
a beast.
That guy's awesome.
And he's smart. He has like a 4.0 GPA in the
Good for
engineering
him.
school.
Good.
Scholar
Bully
athlete.
for
Marty.
him.
Great.
Scholar athlete.
Thank God
Stay-
we knew that now.
Keeping up the facade of the
We
student.
say it
athlete.
every game. It's like a Rutgers thing. It's like how long will it take for the commentators to mention
I
that and
actually
Ron
like
Harper
that.
Jr.'s dad being Ron
That's
Harper.
like whenever fucking Chris Hogan played, like when they're going to say, or
Played
like
lacrosse,
when,
yeah.
wasn't like Matthew Stafford and someone else played baseball
Clayton
together?
Kershaw.
Yeah, the
it's like-
Kershaw.
Played-
no,
they
now
played
they're
football
they're
together.
both in LA now. They're like boys.
Yeah.
They're both
Kershaw
in-
was his wide receiver
Yeah,
in like
so
high school.
They
Richmond's melting down here. This looks good for
That
him.
was actually that was such a wild sequence. They like they like knocked it out of bounds, and it literally just hit off the referee's thigh and stayed in bounds. And then Duquesne just took it for a layup. Love that.
death sentence, Richmond, as Rico would say.
Look at this. Literally, it was literally going out of bounds. It literally hit off the ref, and he just takes it in for the
Ref
dunk.
show. Absolute ref
Crazy.
show.
Look at this.
I don't think oh my gosh.
Hit off his knee.
I mean, it was going out of bounds anyway.
That's what I'm saying. But no, but it would have been there. But I'm pretty sure Duquesne was the one who like knocked it
Like,
away.
what was the Richmond doing? Pass it. Look at it. He just throws
Oh,
it.
no.
Oh, the guy
no,
cut.
it was
guy
off
cut.
Richmond. It would have been off Richmond, but
The guy cut. Okay, the guy cut. Okay, I was
easy basket.
No, Duquesne now leading by 4, 3:30 left. I just love seeing the conference tournaments on. It's March, baby.
This A10 tournament's already been exciting.
It's
I
wild.
think it's like, especially at the bottom, it's like they're all just bad, so it's like fun.
Can
They're
we?
all just bad against
Is there
each
anything? I don't know how we could do this because I know Big Cat likes doing drafts. Could we like somehow draft teams for like a conference tournament thing next week or something? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. It would be like fun if we each had like 2 schools from each conference.
Well, we've done these. So in the past, this is probably
This is merely just
a little
spitballing.
different, but we've had this. We've done like this Bud Light Busters thing where basically each like personality, like me and Marty, were like a team. Somebody you get joined up with 2 people, and you basically pick a 9 or lower seed, and it's like whoever maybe do like some sort of point system. But how it work with this contest would be basically if your team that's a 9 or below, if they make it to the Sweet 16, like you win the prize.
Okay. That sounds
So you
fun.
see some there could be like obviously there could be none. Usually I feel like there's always going to be like 1 at least.
Always usually one. Yeah.
But there's been years where I think KB's year there was only 1, but I think the year before that there literally was like 4 people. Like I think Clem, Za, like Hank, Zari was raising the roof. Za was one of them. There was
now
like
Dave's
4.
That
like
was incredible.
too rich and doesn't want to hang out with us probably, so we probably won't do that.
Yeah, he wants to be nowhere near us in Vegas.
He doesn't want to deal with
He's-
another KB situation, getting kicked out of the hotel.
Classic misunderstanding, I'm sure.
I could. Mincy would win. Mincy has that thing where he just would win.
And he's hot right
I mean,
now.
he won that $3,000.
That
one
was
in the,
so
in
lucky
the
too.
Philly
And
house.
I needed it. Well, I mean, we always need it. Let's not kid around. But I really needed it.
Yeah.
So I need this Jenga money.
Yeah,
I still
you
don't
got
have
that.
it yet.
Oh, you don't. Oh, you had. You
I
got
don't
paid it.
physically have it.
Yeah, it's already in your.
I know-
You probably
I know-
already spent a bunch of it in your head too.
Trust me, I was definitely spending more because I knew it was coming, and then now I'm like, fuck, I don't have it. Could really use it.
Yeah,
I know I'll get it.
Dave, the Buzz
No
launch was
worries.
the Buzz launch was today.
Huge.
Yeah,
I still don't really know what Buzz is.
I bought in. It's 75 stocks.
Okay, it's like
the
social media stuff.
biggest social media stocks, and it's an algorithm that like if other things go up, it switches. Like 25 of them are going out of the 75, they will switch. So it's a stock where it's like you're not gonna get rich or like right off the stop, like the stop.
Yeah, it's
gonna
more.
be
My understanding, it's more long term.
It's a
It's like a
long
fund
term.
kind of-
It's a long term type of investment. It's not like a turn 100 into 200 today kind of thing.
And you're not gonna like lose your like $1,000 in like that quick.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm just still mad. I wasn't here. Well, I mean, I was also very poor at the time the pin thing launched. But I'm mad I missed out on pins. So I don't want to miss out on any more of this fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully y'all have enough to where I can feel good for y'all at least.
Love a good buzz.
Fun show though today. I love getting to kick it with y'all. Appreciate our production team as well. We get Rico back tomorrow, so we got
Oh, thank
The
God.
weeks flew by. I can't believe it's Thursday.
Yeah, and also Club. So y'all are on Clubhouse Wednesday. Marty, are you doing the High Thought still at night?
Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursday nights.
Okay, Ev and I 2:30 again on Clubhouse, unless we have this ping pong, which I didn't know about.
I do think we're all. Yeah, I think we play it too.
Okay, well,
And you play
news to
it
me.
till 30.
All right, well, I better go get my mind right to get revenge on this son of a bitch because I've still been mad when he beat my ass in the last one. Thank y'all for listening to today's edition of Pick Central. Appreciate our crew, TJ, all y'all. Thank y'all very much. Stay tuned for the Yak next, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 11:55.